Hello guys, welcome back. Today I am super pumped as I have here the Rega Aethos Integrated amplifier. Thanks to my friend Rob at No Noise Hi-Fi in Toledo for letting me borrow this demo unit out of his storage system. Guys, if you're in the Southeast Michigan or Northern Ohio area, go see Rob as he has a bunch of super neat hi-fi gear on demo. He's a dealer for Rega, Chord Electronics, Fine Audio, Proac, and Spendor speakers. His home system is at another reference level altogether. He has the Chord flagship series, Ultima amplifier, the flagship Rega P10 with the Aphelion moving coil cartridge, and the Harbeth SHL5 speakers. He's currently waiting on the big Proac D48 or the K6. I can't remember which right now. So this guy knows what he's talking about. He's got quite a bit of experience. Go pay him a visit and listen to some real cool hi-fi gear in action. The man knows his stuff. So back to this beauty. The Aethos sits just below the flagship Osiris stereo integrated. This amp retails for $4,800 USD. Specs are 125 watts at 8 ohms, 150 watts at 6 ohms. No power rating specified at 4 ohms, but rest assured I used it with speakers that dip well into the 3 ohm region, and this amp seems like it was cruising, did not skip a beat. No problems there at all. Feature wise, it's as simple as they come. All analog integrated amp. No phono inputs, no DAC. 5 analog RCA inputs. We also have a record input, output, and link. There is also a preamp output and a direct input to use this as a power amp. What's really important feature-wise though for an analog nut like me is that this amp is packed with real high quality parts and technology that can be considered as an evolution of the over the illicit integrated amp. A dual mono design, it has 4 160 watt Sanken output transistors per channel over the 2 that was on the illicit. These are enhanced Darlington transistors with advanced thermal management systems built in. So they're essentially enabling operation in Class A mode with the benefits of thermal stability. It does get hot. The amplifier does get hot running, but not like a 125 amp running in full Class A would at all times. Not that hot, but it does get quite hot. This amp is quite heavy too. It weighs in at almost 40 pounds. So again, taking from the illicit and further improving upon and evolving from them, the preamplifier section here uses high quality linear systems, field effect transistors, and the volume control is designed such that it uses feedback levels and input signal to deliver as perfect a channel tracking as possible to get to identical left and right channel matching and full bandwidth of power availability at low volumes, actually at all levels of volume attenuation. Also included here is the Superfine Alps Blue Velvet potentiometer. I love the way the volume control feels. Solid yet very fluid and smooth. So how does this sound? I had this amp powering the KEF R3 reference bookshelves, Vandersteen 2CEs, and my reference 4-pi speakers that are high efficiency. The KEF R3 bookshelves speakers are a 3-way power-hungry speakers that dip down to difficult 3 ohm loads in the bass section. But when given the power they need, the KEF R3 actually sound like large flow standards, almost full range, down in the mid 30 hertz range, and they sonically disappear with a deep and wide soundstage. And that's exactly what the Aethos did to the KEF R3. solid bass, deeply layered soundstage, and fantastic detailed production. Some album examples. This is Bob James' Once Upon a Time, the Lost 1965 New York studio sessions. It's essentially a collection of bebop standards and original compositions by Bob James. This is a Resonance Records limited release, and it was recorded at the Columbia University in New York City. Side 2 is better recorded than Side 1. Listening to the last two tracks on Side 2, Solar and Forgotten Blues. On the track Solar, the piano is so well formed. Not just the sonic images, though. The way Bob James plays the piano, the strike of the keys, the attack, the sustain and decay of the notes, the speed and timing is just perfect, like you're witnessing the recording at the studio. And yes, definitely there's body. On budget amps, even up to 2K price range, you hear the body of the piano, well placed in the soundstage and all. But when you step up to an amp of this caliber, you are actually sonically witnessing the real thing in action. By that I mean you actually hear and have this tactile feel of the attack, sustain, and studio reverb of the piano here. And on the last track, Forgotten Blues, the drumming just knocks you out. Again, it's not just deep bass and precise location of the drummer and his drum kit in the soundstage, but the tactile realism of the bass drum kick, the splash in air from the cymbals, and the tight skin of the snare rim shots, they were just absolutely delicious to hear. And the dynamics and timing was even more visceral when this amplifier powered the high efficiency 4-pi speakers, my reference 4-pi speakers. And those speakers are at 90 decibel sensitivity. Super quiet, super visceral, and solid dynamics. Next up is Miles Davis, Miles in the Sky. This is a mobile fidelity pressing original master recording, 45 RPM, double album. Side 2 track is Paraphernalia. Miles Davis trumpet and Wayne Shorter's sax sounds very detailed, very intimate, yet very relaxing. Ron Carter's bass is so defined, and man, textures galore here. Locked in space behind the plane of the speakers, and you get the rhythm because of the excellent timing that this amplifier is capable of. And you feel the texture of the because of the superb detailed retrieval. And of course, Tony Williams on drums and the crack of the snare drum. The dynamics are really visceral and punchy here and startling. Last album we'll talk about here is Live at the Half Note. This is the Art Farmer Quartet featuring Jim Hall, 1964 recording. This is a speaker's corner release from the original master tapes. The ambience is a jazz bar setting. You can hear the people talking and having a good time in the background, and it's captured so well. Jim Hall's guitar sounds so clear, really full and clean. Steve Swallows on bass here. Sometimes the strings sound also percussive with that impact. And then, of course, the drum solo by Walter Perkins at the end of the track. Solid snap and gobsmacks you with textural detail and impact. So guys, I hope you saw my video on the Elex R, which is a really solid amp for under the 2K price range. This Aethos is more than 2.5 times the price of the Elex. So what do you get for it compared to the Elex R? So I would say effortless textural detail from percussive instruments, and full body and textural details from instruments like the piano. You don't have to listen for it. Sit back in your listening chair and do something else. the levels of detail will come to you, and they will make you stop what you're doing and suck you back into listening. There is more tonal density, especially in the mid-range, deeper and more clearly defined soundstage. Deeper extension in the bass, but with more articulation, more air in the treble, and just plain detailed reproduction and resolution across the frequency spectrum. But you know what? No matter what I say, the proof is in the pudding, they say. Yes, listening is believing. So go ask your Rega dealer for a demo. Or if you're within reasonable driving distances to the Toledo area, go visit Rob, No Noise Hi-Fi, and see this amplifier and other gear in action. So that's it for now, guys. That's it for this review. I hope you liked this video. There are more integrated amp reviews and comparisons coming up. If you liked this video, please subscribe, like, and click the notification bell icon so you get notified every time I post and upload videos. And feel free to share this video as well. Thanks for watching. See you soon.